Shaykh, you're on mute.
No, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, Shaykh. Wa alaikum assalam. How are you?
Good, mashallah. Good. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, Shaykh. Alhamdulillah.
Good. How was your Umrah? You did, mashallah, nice Umrah. How was Umrah?
Yeah, it was very good. Yeah, for 4 or 5 days, Umrah and Medina also we traveled.
Mashallah, you have a lot of barakah. You were in
Inshallah,
Umrah.
again.
Yeah, you were in Umrah with us just few months ago, and now, mashallah, again. That's good.
Yeah, inshallah. And I've made dua for you. I've messaged you.
Oh, mashallah. Oh, that's good. No, inshallah, I am planning also to go, inshallah, next week.
Next week. Oh, okay.
Inshallah.
Okay, then. Shaykh, start the questions.
Yeah, naam. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa
Inshallah, I am in Makkah next week, so maybe we might meet also, inshallah.
Oh, that's good. That's good, inshallah.
Sheikh, I'll start with the question so that we save some time. This first question is from a sister. She's got 3 daughters.
One sec, Habi. Can you put the video on?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
my brother, Shaykh.
Yeah.
Hi, Sheikh. This is Habibullah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'll repeat the question. This is from a sister. She's got 3 daughters, and she's a widow. So she had returned the properties that she has in all the 3 girls' names equally. First question is it right? And the second, a little bit more information about her. She has got few sisters and 1 brother. And the kids, the daughter's father has got a mother and brother alive. So if you could just clarify the split up of the property.
Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. You know, one thing we have to keep in mind that inheritance only can be known and distributed after the death of the person. Because, you know, we have to see after he died or she died, who's alive. Maybe, you know, we don't know really who died, who. So there's no way we can distribute the wealth of property before the death of a person. There's no way. But what people can do is they can give things as a gift to others. But when they give as a gift, the other person will become owner that time, not after the death, immediately. If she wants to give gift to someone, that she allows, but still not better to do unequally, but she can give as a gift to her daughters. But as for inheritance, that only will happen when she died. So she can write a will that when I die, my property should be distributed according to Islamic law. Or I have made this alim or that person in charge of my property, they will distribute, you know, as they like, and they will distribute as you I want a kind of Islamic way. But distribution of the property before the death is impossible. We don't know really what will happen. Is it clear?
Yeah, Sheikh, actually she is talking about writing a will only, but then dividing equally between the 3 daughters.
Yeah,
is it
she
okay
can't
or not?
You can't write a will for the people who inherit you. You only can write will for those who don't inherit. So for example, somebody very far relative or a friend or poor person or institution, but her daughters, she can't write will for them. They will inherit, because the people who inherit, they have got a will from Allah. You can't make another will. They already have got a will. Allah's will is more important than anybody else's will. So that will happen. But she can give as a gift. Giving as gift means they become owner that time when you give the gift, not after death. So as soon as I will not advise that, because when you give things to other people, then you become poor, and it could be possible that nobody cares you. So I will say to the sister, don't worry, trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, teach your daughter, be nice to them, give them some gift, and then write down that when I die, my property should be distributed according to the command of Allah. You know, Allah will love you.
Okay, Sheikh, I have one clarification about it. She has already divided her property for her 3 daughters, whatever she has. Is that okay?
But if she gives now, that could be okay. But if she dividing in order that they take after her death, that's not
Oh,
right. Because
okay.
after her death, we'll see who is alive. Maybe it's same, maybe somebody else get more, somebody gets something else. We don't know. Because in her case, if somebody got daughters only, like I've got daughters only, after the death, daughters only get 2/3 of the property.
Okay.
Then 1/3 will go to other people.
Sheikh, who are these other people, Sheikh? Is it the
They could be parents, they could be brothers, they could be their children, there could be so many people.
Oh, okay.
Sheikh,
Husband.
just a continuation of this thing. I heard that you are not supposed to write it as gift for those people who has got an inheritance right in your property. Is that true?
Yeah, you can't write will for them. That I said to you. You can't
Will,
write
not
will.
gift.
But gift you can do, give it to anybody. But it is better to give equally. Otherwise, the
Okay.
Prophet did not like people to give gift unequally. But gift you can do. Like people who always give. Your son or daughter is studying, you give the money. That's a
Got it.
gift.
That's
You
right.
know, you spend money on them. Gift is fine. Gift means they become owner immediately.
Immediate. Jazakumullah khair, Sheikh, for the answer. Second question. Is it haram to bake a cake in the shape of living things like human, birds, animals, etc.? A continuation of that question is birthday celebration by cutting a cake a sin in Islam? Can we accept invitation for birthday celebrations?
The thing is, it's not really Islamic or non-Islamic, but it is very strange. The reason is, people celebrate something that they achieve. So like your son or daughter, they pass the exam or they memorize the Quran or they learn something or something like that. But if that my daughter has become 5-year-old, I want to celebrate. But think really, after 5 years, everybody will be 5-year-old. Even a tree will be 5-year-old. If you're sleeping, you become 5-year-old. Actually, it is time to regret because 5 years of your life have been taken away. You got less time. So that way, clever people never celebrate. All the prophets, messengers, they never say, because they fear that every moment passes from their life, the part is gone. Part of their life has gone. And there's no achievement. Being 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old is not your achievement. It is done by your Lord. You did not do anything. Any stupid person in the world, after 5 years, he will be 5-year-old. Yeah, any most stupid person in the world. I am now going to become 60-year-old. If I celebrate, it is stupidity. Because after 60 years, everybody will be 60-year-old. So what is my achievement? My achievement should be that in 60 years, what I did, why I got. So that why, we don't. But if somebody celebrates, we don't mind. Okay, let them celebrate. We don't say it's haram or something like that. But it looks very strange. Because you losing your life and you celebrating, you become happy. You're going to become nearer to death and you are happy. So I remember when I came to Oxford, very big in 91. So in our center, there was an English lady. She had a birthday party and all those things. So I just said to her that, don't you think really that this many, you are now 25-year-old, you're happy. But don't you think that 25 years of your life have passed, have been taken away from you? So she became very sad. She said, actually, this is a new way to think. People just become happy for no reason. Then in the life, there's nothing to celebrate unless you make achievement. If you don't make achievement, passing of the time is sad thing. That so many years have passed, that is something sad.
Sheikh, normally people try to use this as an opportunity to get together, basically. So
yeah, there are so many. For example, I'm saying that my daughters. So when somebody finished the Quran, I make celebration.
Yeah.
Somebody has written a book or an article. So there are so many reasons to make people together. But achievement, to say like somebody memorized the surah, somebody has passed the exam, anything in family. Always you have something like that. To make those occasions. But just somebody becomes 5-year-old, I don't find any point to celebrate, because that happens to everybody in the world. But achievements, some people do, not everybody does.
Jazakumullah khair, Sheikh. Third question, can we hang family photos like wedding photos in the house?
Thing is, the photos are allowed of living things when there's a need, like a passport or news, for example, a big gathering, or maybe your marriage, you want to take photos that, but don't make them in a place hanging where people respect. It becomes more prominent. Keep them in your album or somewhere, so sometimes you can see. But when they are out somewhere, it means you are respecting them. then in your prayer, your mind can go there and all those things. So I don't say taking photo is problem, but the respecting them, that's the problem. To keep them somewhere away.
Thank you very much, Sheikh. This is from a sister. If my husband is a non-practicing Muslim and he drinks, should I continue the marriage, but he gives space for me to practice Islam?
Yeah, as long as your husband allows you to follow Islam and he provides you accommodation and expenses, then don't worry what he does. It's up to him. He'll get the sin. You don't get the sin, but be nice to him, make prayer, because he's a nice person, at least, he's giving you space and all those things. So one day Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala maybe forgive him. Like Nuh alayhi salam and Lut alayhi salam, their wives have been unbelievers, but they kept them in the house. So, don't worry about tomorrow, because in this world, there are so many people like that. If we ask all the women to leave their husbands, and the husbands leave all these wives who are not pregnant, tell me what will happen. All the children will be without houses, all these problems will happen. So we don't allow that. As long as the husbands provide accommodation expenses and they let you to follow your religion, that's enough. Then after that, you make dua for them and still be nice with them and thank them, be grateful to you. Inshallah, one day they will come back. And many people who are not so good, they love their wives when they're pious. And they love really their wives to raise their children, because they think I'm not so good, my weakness, but my wife is nice. She can have her impact on the children. So many people like that, it's just weakness. But you should be nice. When you are nice, that changes their mind.
Just a continuation to the earlier question. Can we bake cake in the shape of living things, human, birds, and
I don't think there's a problem like that, really. There's no need, but if you do and you eat, that's fine, because you're not respecting. But eating means you are humiliating. People who respect things at river, they don't eat it. So if you're eating it, like, somebody's got carpet, there's a picture, so you walk on that. So that's not a problem. Walking on something, eating something. Don't do so often, but sometimes the companions also used to have pictures of animals, in many things, but did not respect it.
Jazakumullah khair, Sheikh. Fifth question: Islamic ruling regarding availing medical insurance. Just a continuation to that, because I've read in many places that it is more of a gambling-like thing, and that was the reason many places it is mentioned it is haram. But right now, the present insurance has got a detailed list of all the policies and what you're going to get, what you're not going to get. Everything is inclusion, exclusion, everything is written there. So is it allowed to go for medical insurance? And in GCC, it is very expensive in hospitals. So for that reason, it's mandatory also. So what is the rule?
Yeah, insurance, basically they are not allowed in Islam, but sometimes need can happen. Like, we have car insurance. So like in UK, I don't know, maybe same in India, I can't drive a car unless it's insured. The insurance must be there. And car is a need. So for the need, we do insurance. So whatever, like buying a house on mortgage, people cannot afford to buy a house, pay the money. So they buy on a mortgage. That's a riba, that's interest. But still we allow them because people need a house. So similarly, insurance, car insurance is needed. Now come to the insurance of property. In India, very often there are riots, Hindu, Muslim, and all these problems. Shops are burnt and this happen. So in these cases, we allow people to do property insurance. Otherwise, they will lose, they become homeless. Similarly, if medical treatment is very expensive and people think that, they can't afford in the future, in those cases, we allow also health insurance to see really where you live and how important it is. So if it's something need means if you don't do it, you'll be in difficulty. So that's a need. So if difficult, like, if I don't have a car, still I can manage. I can go by bus and all those things, but life will be difficult. So because of the difficulty, we allow people to have car insurance. So similarly, if people have difficulty, for the health, they can't have a medical treatment without insurance. Yeah, then we allow them.
Jazakumullah khair, Sheikh. Subi, you have something?
Okay. Shaykh, there's a question from a sister. She's asking, like, what should I do to make my husband pray?
Just make dua, be nice, make nice biryani, halwa, good food, always respect them, give gift, say how nice you are and this and that. One day he'll be fine. And say, if you can't pray, 5 times a day, pray at Friday or something like that, or maybe even in the morning when we leave, do the prayer to Barakah will come. Just make things easier. Don't make a burden, because 5 times of prayer for many people is burden. So if you make it nicer, lighter, say don't worry if you miss some time, to make it nicer, be nice. Best thing is nice. When you're nice to the people, they love to do what you like, whenever you're nice.
Yeah.
So don't hurt him, don't criticize him, because when you keep criticizing, then people don't like you. So don't criticize the person, be nice, be generous, respect them. You will see one day he will love you and he will love your way of life.
Inshallah.
Jazakumullah khair, Shaykh. And the eighth question, eating chocolates or cakes containing small portion of alcohol, if it's not allowed, then can we give it to somebody else?
Non-Muslims?
Yeah, thing is, when we say there's in chocolate, the alcohol or something like that, it has two different explanation. One is if they add alcohol or something like that, and then after that the chocolate is processed and it becomes chocolate. Now if you eat, nobody become drunk. Then it's allowed for anybody, for Muslims as well, because you are not allowed to take things which are intoxicating. Now this cannot make you drunk. But if people make chocolate, then after that they add, yeah, that will be a haram. That's not allowed. Then you can give to non-Muslims. But if any haram which has been added to halal, and then after that they have processing, the chemical processing, and it became something else, now the halal. So like for example, there's the wine, and then the processed it became vinegar. Yeah, it's halal. It's pure now because it is a new thing. It becomes something else. So whenever things have been transferred into something else by a process, by processing, then it is halal. If it's not processed, then give to non-Muslims.
Jazakumullah khair, Shaykh. 10th question. Are women allowed to wear t-shirt, jeans, etc. that resembles men's dress? Is the hadith on this authentic?
Yeah, women can wear, things like that at home, but when they go outside, they have to put on a wide, cloth. Or maybe if they are among the women, they can do like that. It does not resemble actually the men, because men and women both wear the cloth. And sometimes even the time the Prophet ﷺ, women used to wear same clothes as the men, especially in the battlefield. Women used to fight the same like men. And sometimes actually people think they are the men fighting. So it is not resemblance than me really. But if women start behaving like men, and and making become happy because they look like men, yeah, that is a problem. But if some people wear something like that because that's a culture, their custom, tradition, so as long as they don't come like that in front of other men, they do with their family, with their husband, parent, or among the women, then fine. When they go to outside, then they need to put on a jilbab, a loose cloak, so that will be fine.
Thank you very much, Sheikh. One of my friends asked, if God created all humans, why does he guide only whom he pleases?
Why only it?
Why does he guide only whom he pleases, whom he wants?
Okay, this is another matter. Only he guides who he wills, not who he pleases. He says he never pleases, he never lies kufr. What actually happened, this is very complicated, because Allah is the Rabb. So everything happened with his permission. But he is also Ilah, he commands. We only should obey him. He has given us choice, he doesn't force us. So ask that why he said I guide. Then we depend upon him. The believers, all the human beings, they need two things. One thing is they trust in him. They ask him, oh my Lord, guide me. I can't be guided for myself. So you depend upon him. Second thing is do what he commands. Do good things. That's what he wants from you. So he wants, don't trust in yourself. Because if he says you guide yourself, then it means you trust in yourself. So we become without God. He loves us. He wants us to be connected with him. So he said, it's all done by me. I am the one who created you. To be connected with me, trust in me, ask me, and then listen to me, obey me. So all the people, believers or non-believers, they should ask him for guidance. First thing. Second thing is, then they should make effort to do what he commands. Sometimes he commands a revelation, sometimes he commands by mind. You can think really, smoking is bad, so I should not smoke, or things like that. You can understand this thing, or zina is bad, or this thing is bad. Do you understand? Is it clear? So, the reason he said that everything under my will, so we know really where things come from. So we trust in him, we ask him. And then after that, he said, if you obey me, I love you. If you don't obey me, then I will not like you. So we should obey him. So these two things are important. Trust in him and obey him.
Jazakumullah khair, Shaykh. One question. Is it allowed for a boy and a girl to talk before marriage to know compatibility? Because they like each other, but what is the extent they can go before marriage in a halal way so that they know that they are good for each other and then continue with the remaining marriage? And
for the marriage, you can't know everything. It's impossible. People actually live together for 10 years. When they were married, next day they start fighting. So you can't know everything. So what we need to know is basically look at the face. And the other things you ask other people, ask the family of the girl or boy, because main thing is like manner, habit, anger. These things you don't find for another person. You ask for the family and the friends, they will tell you. That's all. And if occasionally comes a question, you can ask to someone else. Because problem really is mostly for women. I don't like women to involve in this friendship. Or we are talking because we want to marry. Because sometimes men will misbehave, misuse, exploit, and then they will throw you out. I'm not interested. I will marry someone else. You wasted all your time, and maybe they did a bad thing with you, and now all memory will be there. So don't let any man to come to you in that way, because then they will. Whenever people, like the human in psychology is, when they taste something, they want something else. So the women should be very, very careful in this matter, because what they need to know, they can ask other people. Only thing people need to know is to see the face. That's all. Because that people have tested. So the Prophet ﷺ allowed that. But anything else, you don't need to see that person. You can ask other people. Maybe something could be very secret. You can ask once or twice. But continuing over the phone, email, this and that, and WhatsApp messages, I've seen really many marriages broken because of that. People got engaged and they kept talking to each other and they hate each other and they broke before the marriage. So don't do this.
Thank you very much, Shaykh. Subi, you want to ask something?
Shaykh, when you pray Dhuhr or Asr behind the Imam, are we supposed to do the Fatiha and the Surah and all that, or we can keep quiet?
When you are behind the Imam, then the difference of the opinion. According to Hanafi madhab, behind the Imam, you don't read any Quran. You read du'as, like Subhan Rabbil Azim or something, but you don't read Fatiha, don't read any Quran. According to Imam Shafi'i and many other jurists, you must read Fatiha, because there's no prayer without the Fatiha. But other surahs you don't read. So these are two major opinions. Hanafi opinion is don't read anything from the Quran. You can read Subhanakallahumma, but Quran, Fatiha, or anything else, don't read. According to Imam Shafi'i and other people, you must read Fatiha, but nothing else. So if people follow any other opinion, don't mind. At least they're following a scholar.
Okay.
Shares the next question. If nobody is there to help me, can we take any mortgage from a Islamic or a non-Islamic bank?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, house is one of the need. Actually, house is needed more than the cars. If we allow the car, people to have the car on insurance, why not a mortgage? People can buy a house, and I will never allow Islamic mortgage, because Islamic mortgage, they are same like non-Islamic mortgage. Exactly same principle, same riba, same interest, and they are more expensive, and also they are giving bad name to Islam. So just go to conventional mortgage and buy a house.
Shaykh, one question. I'm doing financial consultancy for project financing, which is financing projects, district cooling projects. And we deal with banks, Islamic banks normally in Saudi Arabia, to avail project financing. Is that allowed with Islamic banks, and is it allowed without going to some other banks also?
Thing is, I have written many articles in Urdu, Arabic, English. and I gave so many courses. There's nothing such thing as Islamic banking. There's nothing Islamic finance. It all rubbish, useless words. It all deceiving, all cheating, just labeling. Like, you make a label, you got a dog and you call it a sheep. That's what Islamic banking is. Nothing real. But when this business happening and they employ people and you get a job, that's fine because you can work and you get money for your work. What they do, they're responsible. Like I mentioned, somebody ask you, your driver, to take him by taxi to a pub. You take there, he gets money and it's halal for you. Then he goes and drink. That's his problem. People can go to a point for so many reasons. People go to a pub to talk to someone, but he goes and drinks. It is his problem. So similarly, in Islamic banking, if you get a job, you do the job. What they do, they are responsible. You are not connected with that. You are responsible for your work. Do your work with honesty. You get reward for that. So they pay you and you get reward from Allah because you're looking for your family. So all the jobs are fine as long as the job is not haram. But if you're working in a place where the people do haram, it is their problem. Like for example, if somebody making pub and I'm a labor, they ask me to work and brick and all, I do, and they pay me. After that, they're going to use as a pub, it is their problem.
It's the same thing applicable for bank also, right? You can work
For
in
all
a
banks,
bank.
we allow, see, also Muslims are working in all the banks in India and we allow them, all ulama allow, because we don't have jobs. Tell me, if I'm alim, I give fatwa, that's not allowed. So these people, when they leave their job, can I provide them anything? No, I don't have any solution. If I am able to give people a better job, yeah, that's fine. But I'm not able to have anything. So, don't make people to leave their jobs because it's very important. Otherwise, they become kafir. Because if the people don't have money, they can't live.
So doing a financial modeling calculation for a project financing project is okay, is acceptable.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, fine. Thank you very much, Shaykh, for that.
Oh, one more question. This is the last question. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. One of my friend. Okay, I think so. Okay, why does God provide for some and leave some with nothing? Why doesn't He test everyone with the same trials?
Thing really, all these questions that they always, I've written so many articles really. Simple matter is that you can't know God. Why He does, how He does, it's so big, so huge. It's impossible to understand why He does really. Instead of discussing why He does like that, just think, I've got this space. Like for example, I'm in England now, water is very warm. I do wudu like that. When I'm traveling, I don't find warm water, it's fully cold. I do wudu with cold water. If I'm in Kashmir, do like that. Just make your life, where is it? Don't think why Allah did not give this to me, why Allah did make cold water. If He had made warm water, it was so nice for us. Don't worry, you don't know really. Some people have got bad luck because He testing by them somebody else and also testing them as well. He has so much wisdom you cannot imagine really. I can answer all this question, but I want to give you main answer. Main answer is don't worry about Allah, God, because He is so much power. He has so much knowledge. Like in one of the villages in India, the train used to pass by the village midnight. So all the people of the village said how stupid the railway people are. They can't make the rail to come in the daytime. How stupid they are. To see, he only think about his village. He does not think that the railway people run the train for all the country. So it happens sometimes to be by that time. Allah runs so the whole world. He tests this person by this person, this one by this person, and so many millions things which I cannot comprehend. But not knowing an answer does not mean it is wrong. Not knowing an answer means that we have got limited knowledge. The simple thing is do what you can do. Don't worry about God. He knows the best.
Well, just last one more question.
Yeah.
If a non-Muslim invites us for some festival celebration which does not involve any puja or any ritual like that, is it okay to join? Because if not joined, it'll look as if you're not keeping the relationship.
Yeah,
the puja and shirk.
When you live with non-Muslims like Christians or Hindus, and then invite you for Christmas or those things, are you working up with them? Yeah, there's no hard look. Otherwise, you can't, and also think if I'm nice to them, they will understand me more. They will respect my religion. So don't share, don't participate in anything which are rituals. They will understand that. But at the same time, you can do many things. Give them gift at their occasions. They will love you. That the Muslims give the gift and nice cards. Season cards. And don't say Christmas, say season or something like that. So they can accept. And also, if you give some gift, people love money. So when you give people a gift, they forget your religion. They love you. So be nice, be generous. You will see the world will change, inshallah.
Got it. And just, I don't know whether I can ask one more.
Okay,
There was a
that's
question
fine.
in between
Yeah.
which came as a
Let's
chat.
finish it fast. Yeah.
Is joining the pension plan like LIC is haram? Pension plan.
Pension plan is fine. Pension, there's no harm, because when you give somebody money, and then they say they're going to give after your death, or when you are unemployed, or what, when retired, double or triple. That I think it's not really interest. Maybe they base on interest, not interest. So that's like a gift. That's fine.
Okay. Jazakallah, Shaykh. Thank you
Jazakallah
so
khair,
much.
Shaykh.
Thank
Okay,
you so
remember in
much
dua,
for your
inshallah,
time.
jazakumullah khairan. Inshallah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Peace. Yeah.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much, Shaykh.
Wa alaikum assalam.